Hey, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely, man. And I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy AB. How you feeling out there?
Man, feeling good, feeling great. My Packers got a W. Your Cowboy, did
The
they
Packers.
play? Do y'all play?
The
They
Packers
all still
still
in the
play.
league?
The Packers play football. I
Are y'all
didn't even know that. I thought
are the
y'all got
Cowboys in the league
relegated.
still? Y'all did y'all move? Y'all sell and move to Oklahoma yet?
We had we had America up to 1 o'clock in the morning last night waiting on our victory to be. That's just what we do. The most popular team in the world. So that's all we do. They had y'all playing in London or something, didn't they? Y'all was
No.
playing in Australia, some shit like that.
Hey, they said
Hey,
Dak was
y'all
the
playing in
first
Australia.
quarterback to throw a pick in the
That
same
was
game
crazy
on 2 different days.
for 2 days.
That was an insane
That
stat.
is insane. That's only Dak Prescott could have that stat. That's only person on the planet Earth could have that stat is Dak Prescott. That's
Uh,
crazy. You know,
Slow
but
motion don't man
black
anything was popping.
chilling like a villain, man. Busy week, wrapping up this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
A lot of good things in the work, a lot of work being done. So just head down, making it to the end. What about you?
Same, man. Trying to make it to the finish line. Same thing. Guys, we
Facts.
have a action-packed episode as always. Drake trolls Jay Z on Instagram. We're gonna see what we make of that. We've got two documentaries set to drop with two completely different artists. We're gonna tell you which one we're checking for. And Wale makes a somewhat controversial take of Future and his status in the game. Maybe, maybe not. We'll talk about that as well. But first, your man Hitmaker, aka Young Berg, took to social media to have some interesting words regarding the Kendrick and Drake beef. We are 5 months removed, and this is still a hot topic. He said, quote, Kendrick Lamar and Drake shit really fucked the game up because now there's no bar or standard. Don't nobody got nothing to aim at or copy off of. He gave one more post just in case that didn't confuse you enough. Now the hottest rappers in the game are women besides Future, and ain't no nigga running home to make a beat or song in competition with a woman.
Mm.
Do you see the after effects of the Kendrick and Drake beef the same way that Hitmaker does?
I don't really see the after effects of he's in the industry, so he can speak to it differently from me. As somebody in the industry and he's working with these different artists on a daily basis, I can understand him seeing the lack of motivation in the studio when he hit niggas up about songs and niggas is not motivated to do this rap shit. I think some of it is the Kendrick and Drake beef. When he said they don't have anything to aim at, I didn't understand that though. I had no idea what that meant unless he was talking about Drake used to be regarded as this larger than life figure, and in the summer that gets knocked down by Kendrick Lamar, the boogeyman. Now niggas don't aspire to be big as Drake anymore. I don't. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't even know if I'm explaining it how he meant it, but that's what I took from it, and it doesn't make much sense. The more interesting part of it, the misogynistic thought process of since females are running the game, niggas are not motivated to be good. That's crazy to me. That's insane to me that like since you telling me that a Glorilla, Cardi B, and Meg The Stallion and Lotto and all of these ladies, they doing their thing right now. You're telling me the artists are looking at that and they're saying, "Oh man, I don't even want to rap no more because girls doing it." That's insane to me. So maybe he could elaborate more on that. I love to hear him talk in depth about this, but the tweets they piqued my interest, but it still left me wondering, like, what does he really mean when he says that? So I would go with false. I don't really agree with what he says, but there are some interesting takes that he has a lot more insight on than I do.
Um, I was gonna get on here and pretend like I knew what he was talking about, but I have no fucking clue what he means by any of
That's fine.
this. I'm not even gonna hold you. What does he mean there's nothing to aim at or copy off of? I don't is the only
I
thing
guess
I
he's
can
saying that.
pull from
Oh,
this
my bad.
is that because usually summertime Drake will have something, but due to the beef, he kind of fell back from putting out like the big song in the summer. And usually, like that's supposed to set the standard for everybody else. I have no, even that's a reach. I don't know what he means by this. There's nothing to copy off of or aim at. That's the only thing I can think of, bro. Were people too scared to come outside because they thought that that was still going on and they didn't want to get in the way of it? Were people just bystanders, just watching and not getting in the game? It's over with. It's been over with. Like that.
Yeah.
The last two songs, that was months ago. Why would that still be a thing now?
I think he's using that as a crutch. He's ignoring the elephant in the room that we've heard about the music industry. We talked about it as a quick hit on here. People are being fired. People are stepping down from major positions at record companies. They're all being condensed into one place. It's just not a lot of room, like to artists to be working records or breaking records. Like it's gonna be mostly independent shit. Like I've heard this all summer, and it have nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, where people on music podcasts that I'm listening to that have inside information, as Hitmaker does, saying like, oh, it's over. The game is dead. And I think what he's speaking to is a reflection of rappers, whether they be big names, medium names, or just trying to break into it. The money's not there for them anymore. Record labels are not spending money on them. So they have to figure it out on their own. And versus going to lay a 16 down or trying to put out a dope project, I'm just going to go get this deal with TikTok, or I'm just going to go get this deal with fucking Sprite or whoever it may be that can pay me money because I want to make a living off this versus just doing this for a passion or a love, which I don't blame them. But I think it has more to do with the music business overall than it does Drake or Kendrick.
Yeah, I don't see how the biggest rap beef in the history of the sport would turn people away from usually the momentum from something that big carries into the next couple of months, weeks, years, etc. Like you don't have the best Super Bowl and then the next season is trash. Like it just doesn't work. That's just not how it works. That's strange. Like you don't have an amazing game one and then game two and then the rest of the series is ass. Like it's usually iron sharpening iron and people wanting to be better. We just watched the lyrical. Everybody complains about people not caring. These two motherfuckers cared. They gave us disc records, multiple disc records in a 2-week span. Kendrick Lamar has never rapped this much in his life in this short of a span. You can't tell me he didn't care. You can't tell me Drake didn't care. You can't tell me people weren't invested because it was the talk of the country, probably the world. So I don't see how it goes from hip hop is at the center of everything right through this gap and everyone's talking about it to all of a sudden that's the reason why it's quiet. I don't see the correlation again, unless he's trying to say the game is quiet because Drake didn't come outside for summertime. Maybe you could convince me of that because he wouldn't be the first person to have said that. Someone has told me that. Someone like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, the summertime been quiet because Drake didn't drop nothing. Like, and that maybe that's the people following that lead. I don't buy that, but I'm just saying I've at least heard that. I don't know I ain't heard what the fuck he talking about.
Not only Drake didn't drop nothing, like nobody dropped anything really impactful other than Future. Like Future is the one, like he's
the person he named.
Yeah, but I can't think of nobody over the summertime. It was like, yeah, they did their thing other than the ladies. And that's a crazy thing to think because we had such a strong start to this year and the industry about to shut down at the end of next month. Like, so you got what, 30 days? Like this Glorilla project that's about to come out is probably gonna be the last big drop of the year. And that's maybe insane to think.
Maybe Cole.
Yeah. But you never know with him. We never know what
that's
he's
true.
Gonna do.
That is true.
Like that's crazy to think of.
I think my boy Gangsta Gibbs finna come back out too. Let's go.
He still rap? I thought he did porn now.
Wow. I don't know nothing about Freddie Gibbs' porn career, but I know he was
Spready. You know, young Spready.
No, he was on Sneaker Shopping and he said music coming sooner than you think. Let's go.
Bandana bow, chicka, bow, bow.
No.
Bow, chicka, bow.
I don't want none of it. I can't do nothing with none of that.
Oh, shit. All right, man. Speaking of coming up soon, Super Bowl's in February. NFL season's ramped up. AB Kendrick is reportedly planning to capitalize off of that by doing major stadiums after the Super Bowl, whole major stadium tour. Do you think this is a smart move or a dumb move?
I'm confused by this. I'm not gonna lie. Unless a new album is on the horizon. He just toured for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which was
Mm-hmm.
2023, 22, 23 at this point. I can't remember. Last year. Fuck it. Last year. And so then he does the pop out and then he does the Super Bowl. And you're telling me he's going to go on a tour with no new material in between the last major tour, which was hella cities and it was worldwide? I don't get that.
Mm.
Only one of the Beef songs, maybe two, because Euphoria is like a perform worthy type joint that I could see like at a stadium. Nigga not performing Meet the Grams at a stadium. I mean, you could, but Wake Me When That's Over. Like, Wake Me When Euphoria come on. But I don't, that doesn't make sense. It seems too soon. I have to believe new music is on deck. I don't know. This doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me. He just went on tour. People did it. The tour did well, even though the double disc wasn't very well received. I thought this shit was fire, but people complained about a lack of replay value, and some of the deep songs on there were like, yeah, I'm good. That's a one and done type joint. I thought this shit was fire, but a tour again, you milking this. You milking the beef now. Pause. I don't. The tour doesn't make sense.
Jesus Christ.
Tour don't make sense.
Yeah, I, I'd agree with you, but I think new music is coming. I think that something drops after the
Really?
Super Bowl performance. Yeah, yeah, it has to, because this is the first clue, and then usually artists' numbers spike after their Super Bowl performances. So why wouldn't I try to capitalize off it with a new album? I hope it's not like
But your
just
numbers
some
spike
deluxe.
anyway, though. You don't need a
Yeah,
new album.
exactly. So why wouldn't I even double down on that, put out new music for the number spike? And then that's going to feed into the tour, because that many more people heard my new music, which makes them more apt to go to my concert, someone who didn't go to that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers concert.
Mm.
So I could see the new music coming right after the Super Bowl or leading up to the Super Bowl and then touring on that music. It's smart. I mean, it's smart. I mean, this is the moment like that separates Kendrick Lamar and Drake from the rest of the field, making moves like this and also being able, because I think he'll be able to pull it off. It's still going to be a successful tour. I don't think people are going to say, oh, I just saw Kendrick Lamar last year and you know what, I don't want to see him again. If he puts out something new, depending on that, AB, I do agree with you. I don't think that he can go back on tour with Mr. Morale and the Big Steps and do a stadium tour. But if he does put out something new, he can go right back on tour again and do some like this is GOAT big dog type shit that only probably one other nigga can do.
If Kendrick called you and said, y'all want to do a one night only, one of my albums from front to back,
Mm-hmm.
which album would you tell him to pick?
Uh, Good Kid, Mad City. I really want to say To Pimp a Butterfly just to
And,
piss you off,
and that would have been nasty.
but it's definitely Good Kid, Mad City, because I still like, even though I love To Pimp a Butterfly, that's my favorite Kendrick album. Seeing that Good Kid, Mad City with the video projecting in the background and the pictures and shit, and like maybe you do some little skits
He might
with
act
the
it out.
PG Lang. Man, listen, bro,
Yeah,
that
that'd
would
be
be
hard.
fucking fire.
That'd be hard. He acted out. That'd be hard.
Sign me up, nigga. Yeah, so the Good Kid, Mad City for the aesthetic purpose. What about you?
Of course, that's my favorite Kendrick album, though. That's
Yeah.
a cheat code. That's easy money. Like you said, for the cinematic value with the skits, I would like if he made it like a play and acted it out. Like that should be. I think that should be kind of dope. Honestly, with the
That's
same like
fine.
little actor playing the people and stuff, that should be
Hmm.
hard.
That
And like
would be.
it'll transition into the songs right through the little acting. Like I feel like you
I'm
can.
there
That
for
gives you the most visually appealing and you could tell by his visuals, he's very thoughtful and intentional about his live shows and his visuals, and he could combine the two with a Good Kid, Mad City one night only show. That should be fire as fuck.
a one night only, or like what you said, if he gets with like from where we see the music business at and the type of company that he said he was going to run with is PG Lang. I'm saying the right thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like that, what you just described, if I took that to, let's say, Broadway, and I made
Yep.
that like a Broadway play, but it like on some Hamilton type shit, but it's
Yeah.
still hip hop and rappy,
Hard.
that shit will go. And it could
That now
stay
that'd be
on
hard.
Broadway too. Cause I would go to, they say, oh, Good Kid, Mad City Broadway play. Yes, I'm going
With
to New York
him.
to see that nigga. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That would
Hard.
be fire. Yeah.
Agreed. Definitely here for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, man, let's take it up top to the DMV. Wale.
Mm.
Wale took to social media and said, man, y'all got to put some respect on Future name, man. Quote, Future means so much to hip hop. End quote. And he wasn't done, though. He took it a step further. A top 10, and I'm not debating that one.
Mm.
Hmm. Is that a hot
Mm.
take to say Future is top 10 in hip hop?
Not as hot as it would have been a couple of years ago. I think Future has proven his longevity, his impact. Now we're not talking about skill set, even though what he does is hard. Like niggas try to do it, they can't do it like he do it. I don't give
That's
a
a
fuck
fact.
if you say he got bars or not. And this is coming from someone that I'm not a big Future, like I'm not the biggest Future fan, but I do see it and recognize what he's doing and give respect to it. So when a rapper like Wale says this, I put some respect on it. Again, even though I wasn't outside, it's not specifically for me. I know niggas that was outside when Future was hot, that's outside now and he's still hot. Like I young niggas that listen to it, old heads still banging it, all the women like it. Like
Yeah,
Future is that nigga. Like
for sure.
at this point, if anybody says that he's not, they would be hating. Saying top 10, I'm glad he didn't say top 5 or something egregious like that, but I could see him sliding in the top 10 at 10. And again, especially it coming from Wale, like someone who is highly regarded as one of the best lyricists saying, nah, this dude, he did it. I fuck with that, and I could see it. I agree
I,
with.
I want to know what the motivation was behind this tweet because I know it wasn't that new project. Let's be clear. The project is
It.
cool.
Nah, nah, it wasn't that.
It couldn't have been that, even though he said this around the time that came out. I don't know. I don't know if he dug in the crates and listened to some throwback shit and was just kind of mixtape Pluto. He went back and listened to throwback mixtape Pluto, not the new project mixtape. But he couldn't have, because that wouldn't have prompted me to say anything like this. Although I agree with the sentiment, like you said, top 10 for sure. If you just said great, if you just said go top 3, Mount Rushmore, it'd have been like, bro, relax, relax. Top 10 is fair. Um, Impact wise, that's not even a debate. That's not a debate. Um, and that's fine. Future gets a lot of love in the industry. It's very rare you hear someone talk negatively about Future. Even Drake really didn't. The way he roasted ASAP Rocky and Metro Boomin, and he didn't give Future that same treatment. You know what I mean? Like, so that's interest. That was interesting in itself. Maybe that's some political Atlanta shit. Who knows? I'm not outside enough to know the ins and outs of that. But as you said, someone who is as talented lyrically as Wale is to say this, I get it. Now I remember people used to say shit like this about Young Thug. Every once in a while, you get somebody say this about someone who traditionally you wouldn't think of like that. And I thought people were reaching when they used to talk about Thug like that because this shit is not good. Free Young Thug if he needs to be free, but that shit is trash. Future, on the other hand, I understand. I would consider myself a Future fan. I'm not a stan like M Extra, but I am a fan, and I can understand why he would say top 10. But let's not pour too much sauce on this. You got Hitmaker, Dick Ride, and you got Wale. Y'all chill out. Let's chill out, y'all. That mixtape Pluto was mid. Let's call it what
um,
it was.
to that point, I don't think it was a mixtape Pluto, but what I do think is something to do with what Hitmaker said as far as Wale know the music business too. He probably been outside and he's seeing how hard it is for niggas to get traction, like
Yeah,
since all summer, but yet Future still getting traction. And I'm sure somebody like Wale
true.
looking at that like, God damn, what can't nothing stop this nigga. Like he gotta be top 10. And that's
That's
how you
fair.
look at Pluto, man. Two fun facts about the Young Thug trial since you brought him up.
Okay.
It's the longest running trial in American history. Did not know that.
I don't believe that.
the longest running trial in American history, and it still ain't nowhere near finished. And it has the most motions to for a mistrial of any trial of like there's been 45 motions to grant a mistrial. None of them been
Damn.
granted. Insane. It's insane what's going on over
It's a
there.
shit show. That's what we call
Yeah.
it.
And people have gotten so tired of nobody even brings this stuff up. But the longest running trial in American history for Young Thug, that's crazy. That is crazy, dude.
He gonna be walking out, man. He gonna be.
Yeah, that
I
tells
remember
me
when
that they didn't have.
when this shit first hit the fan, niggas, we thought
Thought
he
it was
was
over.
old. We was
Yeah,
like, it's a Reynolds rap. The more this shit drags on, it feels like he'll be straight, bro. This shit
yeah.
look crazy.
And do you remember when this shit hit the fan? What Fanny said? She's like, "We're coming after all of y'all," and nothing's happened since then. Like, so whoever she pissed off, they put her back in her place. Like
I
none,
want
like all that shit she said she was gonna do, like trying to prosecute Trump, this Young Thug trial. I'm coming after the rest of the gangs in Atlanta. I ain't seen nothing else happen since then,
I
other
wouldn't mind
than this
put
shit
Fonny in her
show of a
place though.
trial.
I ain't gonna lie.
Who
Uh,
wouldn't? Man, tough.
now she did that one. It was like a robbery ring. Cause remember there was rumors that someone else was about to
Oh
happen.
yeah,
Something did happen, but they were a no name though.
yeah. Nobody except for like Atlanta people.
Yeah, I
When
mean, you know, they
she
made
was
it seem
acting like
like
she was finna go
Dirk and
get the
them was next.
Migos and
Yeah,
4PF, and I got all
nah,
y'all now. I got QC. Like she would make it seem like that.
she gassed it.
Facts.
That little wave dead, dog.
Look,
That
too
little,
much dip on your chip. And that's part. Oh, that go back to what Hitmaker was saying. It's bigger than Drake and Kendrick. Like that's part of the thing too. Like why it's
Doug
dead.
ain't
Like all that
out.
click shit. Like that niggas
Yeah,
ain't outside
that's
and
true.
we ain't doing none of that shit, nigga. Niggas trying not to get arrested.
Hey, that's a
So
good
yeah,
point. That's a good point. That camp
yeah.
and that click and that YSL
All the
this
yeah.
and
OPF that
YMB
and
and
Migos this
yeah,
and like no sir, not me.
that's true.
Nigga, your nigga Young Dirk changed his whole life. I think he
Yeah,
started. He
that's
went to church and everything. It's crazy. All right. Next we have 50 was talking about the reason that he doesn't make music right now, AB. And I just got a real simple question for you. Do you believe him?
Uh, let's hear the reasoning, man. He said, quote, if you listen to the music that's out now, I would have to tap into my stupid. I have to tap into my stupid side to write the right thing when it comes to how to write music right now. That's why I haven't created as much content as I was creating in the past. I started going towards film production and development of projects. I can have a bigger impact that way. Fam, let's be clear, 50. We respect you for the pivot. Very strong pivot to film, without question. Got the big dog sounds film studio in Shreveport. All that's super dope. Big moves. You stopped making music a long time ago because we stopped listening to your music a long time ago. The reason you don't make any music now is just you just don't have that touch anymore. At one point in time, 50 was the hottest thing smoking. And he was so hot that he was hot for himself and he was hot for the whole camp. He could make sure Lloyd Banks' first single was hot, Buck's first single was hot, half of Game's debut was hot because of him. The compilation was hot, the soundtrack was hot. His heat spread out over a couple of motherfuckers. Let's be clear, it wasn't just him. And then he wasn't hot anymore. And we got Curtis and AO Technology and fucking Animal Instinct and Before I Self-Destruct and other forgettable projects that nobody can name a song off of in 2024, nigga, if you had a gun to your head. So that's why you don't make music now, is because it wasn't hitting no more. And then you pivoted to something else and that stuck. So you keep doing that like a smart person would. That's a smart play. No one's asking for a new project. No one is anticipating a new 50 project. You weren't the most lyrical to begin with. So stop with the whole, like, the reason I'm not doing it is because everybody raps stupid and I don't know how to tap into that. That's cap. Big cap. And that was a shot at somebody. I just don't know who.
It was a shot at the youth. And old niggas need to stop doing that. It was a shot at the shit you see on TikTok. It was a shot at the popular songs that people do the dances to. It was a shot at Boss Man D-Lo. It was a shot at all of these people who have these songs out now, and us as old heads hear them, and we're like, man, what in the fuck?
Boss man D-Lo slick be ripping it though.
I I'm just using him as an
Oh
example. You're
yeah,
right. He
yeah,
do slick be ripping it, but I could see a older nigga being like, man, you know, because I've cut that on in front of older niggas, and they be like, man, bro, what is this shit? So it's a shot to that whole generation, but he's not being truthful. Like he's not really breaking that down like I feel like he could, because 50's smarter than that.
yeah.
50's
I
smarter
agree.
enough to know like the reason that you don't make music no more, my nigga, because you used to making hits. And you don't love
Bingo.
that shit enough, and it don't pay you enough to go out and put out the type of music that you would be putting out right now. And the reason I say that you don't have the two of my favorite albums over the last 2 years is not dumbed down music. But these also, well, Killer Mike won a Grammy for his album.
Bingo.
But 50 could also be in that bag. Like you're an OG, like you have a perspective that it ain't no OGs from New York rapping right now that would have the perspective what a success that 50 had. Nas, excuse me, yes, it is. Nas is. But he
True.
different from Nas. You know what I'm saying? It's a different viewpoint he has from Nas. Like there's more humor there. It's not as serious, but it also can be like grimy and gritty. He's just not trying to get in that bag because it's not worth his time. He should say that. Like, I'm not gonna go work on an album. Like Killer Mike said he was working on Michael for 2 years.
Yeah.
50 don't got time to do that. Killer Mike
No.
loves the rap though. But he could do something similar from a New York perspective. And the other album that I was speaking of, from my hometown, Lido, the therapy. What's the name though? I can't think of the name of it, but his latest album. Lido used to make music. He'll throw one on there, like for the young nigga shit he used to call it.
For sure.
This album didn't have any of that. It was all introspective. It was all like I've grown up. I'm in a different place right now. I'm judging that stuff that I used to do, and that shit was amazing.
And you see him on
Like that
Big
was,
Facts podcast. You see him outside doing
yeah, he
interviews and
outside
everything.
talking,
Yeah.
but he not chasing a hit either. 50 can't get himself. He can't wrap his mind around. I'm not making another 21 questions. That's the dumbed down music. I'm not making another Wankster. I'm not making another In the Club because that doesn't work anymore. Does it have to be even dumber than that to make a hit now? Maybe so, but that ain't your lane no more. If he had said, man, I just don't have time to do it. Like I get more money from producing films or more money bringing films to Greenlight than I do going there and working on the album. And I don't love it that much. Like it ain't worth that to me. That would have been a lot more than trying to throw shots at the young niggas being like he dumbed it down. So I don't like the statement, but he's right. He shouldn't be making music anyway, nigga. You said it best. You didn't stop, nigga. We stopped listening. And then you seen the results of that and seen you could do something else. And you did what any smart businessman would do and started doing that other thing. It ain't no need to force it, bro. We don't need 50 Cent albums. We cool.
That's it, man. And here's the thing. The last 50 Cent that we got was 2015, the Kanan tape. And
Bitch.
this is what you made a very good point. The people that are able to make the people in his age bracket, the two dopest people out, Nas, Killer Mike, Lido, what do all three of those materials have in common? They're not talking about the same shit they were talking about when they were 20 and 25.
15, yep, that's a
Guess
fact.
what 50 was talking about the last time he was making music, dude? The same
Trying
shit.
to be Kanan. He was trying to be fucking Kanan from damn Power.
Because that gave him
And
an
nobody wants
excuse
to hear that.
to
Exactly.
dip back into that street bag. He can't make anything outside of that for a whole project.
Yeah.
So don't try to put it on someone. Take accountability and responsibility that, bro, your range is limited as it relates to music for a whole album. He can make a song. Can he make 16 of them? Can he make a Michael and call it? Can he do Curtis 2 and make it like a Michael Killer Mike? No, he can't. Can he make a
it ain't
King's
his bag.
Disease?
He ain't got no bag like that. Yeah,
He ain't got no bag like that, dude. So like, why, bro? You trying to put it on somebody else other than yourself was nasty. That was nasty work. Fran, have y'all heard Animal Ambition, dude? Have you heard that shit? It's some slaw. Like it's complete garbage, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, he had a banger with the fucking theme song to Power. That's his last good song. And how long has Power been? They on 18 spinoffs now, dude. That's how long that shit been on, and they keep using the same goddamn song. Like that shit. He even tried to switch the theme song on the song with some slaw. Niggas like, hey man, give us that old shit back, dude.
I don't know what you doing, bro. Put that
What
back
is
on.
this? Nigga, try
Facts.
to make another song. Anybody ask you to make 2 songs, nigga? Make one. So, bro, that's what that just one time I wish a nigga would go on a platform and they would challenge him with that. That's what like old Charlemagne probably would have done. He won't do that shit now. But like old Charlemagne, Shock Jock, and I know there's risk with that. 50 might have 10 niggas in there that might beat you up, dude. I don't fucking know. But it would be really funny to see somebody challenge him and be like, bro, are you sure it's that? Or is it because maybe
You
the
just can't
range,
do
maybe
it.
you rapping at this age really wouldn't make sense based on your subject matter? You can
Yeah,
put
you
it
just can't do
respectfully.
it. Facts. You just can't do it, bro. And accept that because you've been
That's
successful.
okay.
Don't make you a failure, bro. We've seen your success in other fields. So,
You cooking.
yeah, facts.
Niggas is
All
ill.
right. What we got next?
Oh, next up, man, my boy. Drake is back on Instagram. Looks like he's back from vacation. He's been on Instagram and people, well, there's plenty of platforms on Twitter. I'm sure you've seen that every time he posts something on Instagram, they have to repost and be like, Drake shared this to his story. For once, it was actually something interesting that was worth sharing. He posted a picture of Solange, Beyonce's sister, in the car after the infamous elevator incident with Jay Z, where she attacked Jay Z for over Becky with the good hair.
Mm.
A clear troll of Hove. Is he asking for trouble by posting this pic on his IG?
You got to think with a smoke, there's fire. Um, and I don't know why he would do. Well,
Yeah, you do.
I,
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't know why he would do it in the sense of what just happened to him. You see what happened, nigga, when you poke the bear.
No,
Yo ass
fuck.
niggas do pop out and fucking dance on your name for 3.5 hours. So you know what happens when you poke the bear. I just didn't think that this whole Jay Z versus Drake thing was a real thing, even though people have been whispering about it. But if you listen to the What's Free verse,
Okay.
it's it sounds like some shots at Drake, like you rather work with the white man than to work with me and all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the rumors that they were saying that caused this little rift between those two, it sounds like he addresses it in that What's Free verse. But is Drake asking for trouble by doing this? Man, if that shit with Kendrick, like what I do respect, if that shit with Kendrick didn't stop you from doing bullshit like this and you still feel like you bulletproof, then more power to you, my nigga. I respect the audacity, if nothing else. I respect the nigga being like, fuck it. I'm still out here and I ain't scared of this nigga. Like, I respect that. I respect him being like that and being like, shit, I'm still Drake. But yeah, he's asking for trouble. He's definitely asking for trouble.
I mean, yeah, the relationship between Hove and Drake is weird. They just collabed in 2021 on Certified Lover Boy. Drake, Jay Z is on that album. They've done
Mm-hmm.
several songs together. Yeah, allegedly Hove would felt the way that he didn't go in on the title deal. That
Mm-hmm.
he asked Drake to be part of the title deal. Drake said no and went with Apple Music instead. Allegedly, there was a little bit of animosity, even though they've done probably 2 or 3 songs together since then, because he was on Scorpion too. So I, man, who knows, man? Like this shit doesn't make sense. It's giving me soap opera vibes. I don't get it. But I will say, is this a barking up the wrong tree? I don't know. This is actually kind of funny though, because the picture is funny too.
He
That's
better
a
worry about
funny troll.
Beyonce. You gotta worry about Beyonce, not Jay. That might be the wrong tree to be barking.
You need to worry about Solange.
And Solange, right? Them the two people you need to worry about. Hov gonna try to probably calm that shit down. They gonna
Solange
be
will put
on
hands
your
on you. You
like,
can't even do nothing.
and listen, and 50 just aforementioned 50 just said Beyonce ran up on him when
Yeah.
she thought they was beefing Hov and him. So like, yeah, that's who you need to worry about. Drake don't want that Beyonce smoke, man.
Listen, this all this means is that the next Hove 16 will be a
Oh my,
32 at minimum. Let's be
it's gonna
clear
be like
about that.
it might be a 64.
And it was
Like it might be one of them. I got it from here, yay, damn. Like that it might be one of them. Jeez.
this is just adding more fuel to that, which gives me something to look forward to. So Nicki going in, Drake trolling.
Birdman, the whole
This
Super Bowl shit.
all the people wearing him out for the Super Bowl shit. He got plenty of ammunition, and
Even Beyonce
he's not
not.
the one that you obviously on some lyrical shit. You don't want to go at home, but he's not active enough to really like. You're not going to get into a battle with him. He's going to drop 5 songs in 2 weeks. Like that's not going to happen.
And that ain't the type of battle that they would have. Theirs would be more of a corporate like relationship battle. Like
It would be like
don't
I'm picking a nigga for the
I'm
Super Bowl that just dissed you. It would be
exactly.
that.
I know the nigga that you was about to get this sneaker deal with, and me and him fly. So I call him and be like, "No, I don't give him the deal." Like that's the type of battle that they on. And maybe that shit has been happening behind closed doors, which is
That's
why
true.
Drake felt like he needed to do this. But that's the
True.
type of time. And I feel Drake. If I'm that much of a thorn in your side where you calling your big rich friends over these corporations and telling them don't fuck with me, the nigga fuck you. I'm gonna
True.
rub it in. So
True. And
interesting.
allegedly Drake has turned down the whole invite to the Super Bowl twice.
It turned
Allegedly,
down through. Yeah, allegedly.
so a couple of
Elliot Wilson
times.
said that. Yeah, so it's deeper than rap. The 30 for 30 on the Drake Jay Z beef is going to be one for the ages. I'll say
We
that.
need we need that because I don't
We
get
need
it.
that
I'm confused.
ASAP.
It's too out of my tax bracket. I don't get it.
Facts. Facts. That's 100% facts. Before we get to these wins and these losses, AB, there are a couple of docs coming out. One set to drop on Halloween, and that's that new Meg
Wow.
doc, and also Chris Brown. Chris Brown also has a new doc that he's coming out with that he says he's been working on for a while. My
Oh,
question to
this ain't his.
Oh, yeah, I seen the title of that. So it
Yeah.
ain't what's the title?
A history of violence. That's
Yeah.
nasty.
Hey, still, I won't say still, but what Chris Brown, hey, listen to me, man.
That's
Which
nasty
one of
work.
those disgusting? So if he don't get that stop from coming out, like he may be able to get that stop.
Woo.
Which one you checking out though?
I'm definitely not watching the Chris Brown A History of Violence. It seems very chatty patty. It's coming on Investigation Discovery. That's
Oh
October
my God.
27th. Even though ID be having that shit though, let's be
They
clear.
do.
Hey,
They
nah,
do.
they got that shit. But I don't. It's supposed to investigate his alleged pattern of abuse, bro. I don't. I ain't gonna. I don't know. The documentary is part of the network's "No Excuse for Abuse" campaign, bro. What?
Yeah.
Next.
Just move
Uh,
on.
yeah. Let me take a look at this Megan Thee Stallion joint. Um, it's called "In Her Words." The only thing about Meg is coming on Amazon Prime on Halloween. It's gonna go over her life, kind of behind the scenes of the last 2 years since the shooting, of course. I don't really want to see this either. I'm not gonna lie, but if I gun to my head, I had to watch one. Gun to my foot, I gotta watch one. I would go with the Making a Stallion.
Hey, bro, you couldn't pay me to press play on either one of these.
Yeah, I don't want to see none of these, man.
I'm definitely not watching that Chris Brown joint.
That's
And
nasty.
Meg, I respect Meg as an artist. I think she's a great act. She's not interested in me at all. Like
You come out too
there's not,
political, bro. Like,
yeah, like they're going to be canned answers. She's not going to be real with you. And it's
bingo.
going to be like, just, I knew all of this shit and I'm barely a fan. So like, no, I wouldn't dare hit play on it. It's a little early for a doc from her, man. It's a little early, but
Yeah, I can
now
see
you know
that.
what? I can't say that too because you know who it's maybe me being biased, but the personality for it and just what I like, I would watch a Glorilla dog. I'm turning
Yeah,
that
that
on.
we
I
don't
may
know her
not turn it on the
story.
day that come out.
We don't know her
Yeah,
story
exactly.
yet.
I seen her working at fucking
That Popeyes or some shit.
McDonald's or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it was. I seen her young in Memphis in the Steelers shit. Like she's interesting. Like, and she has a nice personality where it's like, damn, I wonder how this all came about. So I would definitely watch a Glorilla doc before I watch a Meg doc.
Meg has a solid personality when she's doing like
When ain't no
Instagram
cameras
stuff.
around.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, like
saying.
when she can be herself for real.
When she's doing the Instagram reels and shit, that shit kind of be funny. But when
Yeah,
it's documentary time, lights, lights, camera, action, and she got the fucking Hillary Clinton suit on. Like I don't be want to hear that shit, bro. Like it
that's
should be
funny.
political. It be underhanded pitches. I don't. It seems a little too scripted. It's not authentic. It doesn't give me authentic. Now
Facts.
if she's gonna be in there working out in them Nike tights and shit, then I might have
I'll
to
watch it on
hit
mute.
play. I might have to
I
hit
definitely
play.
watch it on mute. On
Yeah,
mute.
I may I certainly would watch it on mute. That's not a thing because I'm not going out Halloween
Oh,
anyway. So if it ain't no fire ass scary movie on TV, this might be the plan B.
that's
Uh,
funny.
but I'm good. Again, I need a really good hip hop documentary right now, and these two ain't it. I would
Nah,
love a dope hip hop documentary right now.
facts.
0 for 2 right here. Um, Hip hop movie though, if for movie fans, this Friday before we go to those wins and losses, Pharrell's Lego movie, Piece by Piece, featuring several other rappers, Jay Z, Noriega, Kendrick, a lot of cameos in there, Snoop Dogg, drops this Friday, man. A Lego movie by Pharrell. Is this a must see or a must skip?
It's a very interesting. I'm not going to the movies on Friday night to watch it, but I will make time to see it just because of the features and the story that it tells. And it's Lego. I heard some of the Lego movies were good. I've
Yeah.
never seen them. And I
Mm,
respect Pharrell's creative. Like he a creative dude. So I know this is gonna be fly. Even if the Lego movie thing ain't really your bag, having the voices in there versus having to
yeah.
get people to come do a movie was brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's going to let him tell a lot more of the story with people just having to like make voice notes, I'm assuming. But yeah, I have to see this. It ain't a go see it in the theaters the day that it drops, but it is. I'm going to go check it out in the theaters type of time that I'm on with it. What say you?
Yeah, I'm day of absolutely not. That's not necessary. Um, I'll catch this, but I think I will go see this though. Just on some number one, I got the AMC pass, so I'm running a score up on them. Now, if
Mm,
this was on some, I just got to go and pay to see it on some individual shit. I've never seen a Lego movie. Like you said, I've heard it's actually adult friendly, meaning it's like you're not gonna watch it and be like, yo, what is this kiddie shit? It's actually like pretty witty and funny, and like the Batman joints are supposedly really dope, but I've never seen any. Super creative. Like I said, I need some good hip hop content, documentary, movie. I'll take it. This will have to hold me over until Snoop's biopic next year, allegedly. I'm here for it,
mm,
man. I'm gonna check it out. It look cool. The voices help. The clips in there and shit. Oh yeah, I'm down for this.
yeah,
Just my
facts.
curiosity, just to see what story
It's
it's telling.
peaked. Exactly.
Let's
I
get to
agree
these
with you
wins or
100%.
losses, man. Your boy DaBaby, fresh off a new project. I can't believe this isn't a mixtape or something like that. Said it's his first project he has cared about since 2020. Is it a win or a loss?
This is a loss because we could tell. I've said it the whole time that you was dropping over these last 4 years. Yes, nigga, we can tell that you only were making music for one specific thing. That's to pay the bills. It sounded like it because everything sounded alike. There was a point in time where he was making at least songs where he touched into like some introspective stuff. But like, no, yes, we knew, nigga. You wasn't fooling us. We knew. So loss.
This is an L because if this is your first project you've cared about, why does it sound like this? That
Oh, it's
motherfucker's
out.
there's some slaw. Man, bro, it's over with. And I'm hot about it because that's my boy. I held on for as long as I could.
I've been telling you that. Does it sound just like everything else you've been putting out?
No, it just the production scene sounds cheap, sound like the budget was low.
Mm.
There's one song on there that kind of sound like the last little quote unquote hit that he had, like a little some for the chicks that sounds halfway decent, but it's just too little, it's too late. It ain't it no more. Whether this got something to do with the shit at Coachella or Rolling Loud or wherever he was at, I think it was probably downhill before then, but because people been wearing him out about using the same flow for years
But yeah,
now. Like that's been a
that's been an
complaint for a
ongoing
minute.
thing.
But this ain't it though, and I'm hot at him because this he's saying that he cared about this, and that's how it turned out. Major L.
That's
Uh,
funny.
hot about that too. Next up, man, W or L. Eminem becomes a grandfather. Put out a music video dedicated to it, man.
This is a W, man. Shout out to like remembering when this nigga came in the game as hello, this is Slim Shady or whatever the fuck the name of it was. Hi, I'm Slim Shady. And us being blessed enough to have gotten old and him have gotten old to see this nigga be a grandfather. I didn't know if I really thought that Eminem would still be around in the public eye for
Mm.
this long when we first met him. Of course, he established himself throughout his career and has been a stable number one act. So I was wrong there. But I remember when I first seen him with the MTV and the documentary, I'm like, this won't last long. But seeing him still around and with a grandfather, was being a grandfather, Haley having a baby, we listened and heard about her in the music. I think it's dope, man. The
This
only
is an
other
L.
alternative to getting old is dying.
This is an L because I mean I'm old as fuck. I remember Haley was, if you've listened to any of his first couple of projects, then you know you remember all of that. She was a baby on that joint.
Hmm.
So that's nuts that she's married with a child, either expecting or just had it. But I will say the new music video was kind of dope. Um, it's called Temporary, and it's got footage of him and her from back in the day, and then mixed in with her getting married and stuff. It's actually pretty dope. The video was fire. The song was just okay. The hook was dope, but his flow was kind of whack. But you know, that's a W. I'm capping. This is super W. That's a major full circle moment for him. I know he's really tripping off that. He the same way you didn't believe he'd still be around. He probably don't believe he would have you.
Facts. What a hell of a career he's put together.
No, that's a fact, man. Last one, man. Before we get out of here, WRL Childish Gambino. He cancels the rest of his farewell tour. What was supposed to be his farewell tour as the musical act Childish Gambino due to health.
Nah, I thought he said he was addicted to something. I read somewhere where
Nah.
he had really.
No, 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 no,
I
no.
thought he said he was battling addiction.
Nah, he got some ailments and some. I think the nigga
Mm.
done fucked his back up or something, man. Trying to act like he's still 25, dude. You know how that go. The nigga got
This
a whole bunch of gray in his beard. You can't be doing them backflips and jumping off fucking speakers and shit no more, dude.
nigga same
Days
age as
old with it.
us. Yeah. No, I get yeah. This is a L. It looked like those shows were dope, and having to stop it
It
because of
did.
ailments and shit like that. Like I know he was putting a lot into this, and it's last go round for it too, and
This was
getting
it.
like directly into acting and stand up and shit. So I would have I appreciate him as an entertainer. So this is an L. I would have liked to have him to continue that.
This was a W only because I didn't have tickets, so I didn't miss out on anything. If I would have had tickets to them last couple of shows, I'd have been hot
Man,
about
sick,
this. Because
sick.
all the shit that he's showing on Instagram looked dope as hell. Like the show looked very well put together, and he bragged about how much energy he put into it and how well put together it was. So, damn, that's some slaw
Hey,
boy. If I was planning on going in,
one of the worst things ever is having tickets for a concert to get canceled, even if they'll give you a refund. I still remember Master P was supposed to come to Nashville and they canceled that show. Boy, that still hurt my heart to
come on, back
this
in the
day.
day,
Yeah, you remember back in the day when he was hot, he was on
damn.
fire, and they had No Limit was coming and they canceled the concert.
Ironically, I was supposed to go to the reunion tour and they postponed it due to
Canceled.
COVID. And they postponed it
Hey,
like 5, 6 times. I was like, man, fuck it, just give me a refund. And then they ended up doing it. I'm hot. I regretted not going to that. I was hot about that.
they said it was an alright show. A couple people that I know went. They said it was pretty cool
You talking about in Nashville?
in Nashville. It was on the
Yeah, yeah,
riverfront.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
That
pretty
looked
dope.
all right. I'm talking about the
Facts.
reunion joint when he first
Oh, you
started
talking about
getting
the
back
other one? Got you,
outside.
got you, got you,
Yeah,
got
they're
you.
gonna be a stay for him.
Hmm.
We're going to On Decker of the Week, man. Shout out to new subscribers on YouTube, Zachary Blythe and man, I'm gonna fuck up my boy last name. Clarence Narcissus the second. My bad if I fucked the last name up, bro, but much
Shout out
appreciated.
to
Thank you for
y'all.
subscribing. Make sure y'all hop in them comments and let us know about anything that we talked about today as future top 10. Do you buy 50's reasoning for no new album? And is Drake barking up the wrong tree, trolling Jay Z? Let us know in the comments, man. What you got to put on?
And also let us know, did Kendrick and Drake beef mess the rap game up? Be interested to
Please,
know what other
please
people thought
decode
about that.
Hitmaker's
Yeah.
message for us.
Let us know what y'all thought about that. My put on this week is a Netflix documentary entitled Vince. It's like a six-parter. I haven't finished it yet. It's about Vince McMahon and how he
Mm,
brought WWE to fame. And it is, I didn't think that I would enjoy it this much, man. But I used to be a big fan of wrestling.
yeah, for
And
sure.
it covered the period that we used to watch. It's like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, I remember this. I remember this happening and just seeing like him explain some of it. He's a true deal dirtbag. It's really interesting. It's Bill Simmons did it. The same people that
Mm.
used to do the was it 30 for 30s? Was that the name of his documentaries he used to do?
Oh, I think he did a few, but he didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't own 30 for 30 though.
I thought he
He just
started
do
it
the
and they took it
Grantland
from him.
joints.
Okay, but yeah, this is Bill Simmons produced, and he had a lot to do with it. He was talking about on his pod. So yeah, well done, well done.
If Bill Simmons was behind 30 for 30, he was savage. I didn't know
He
that.
did it. He did it. ESPN took it from him when they fired him. Like he created
Really?
it there. Yeah, and then ESPN like, oh, we'll keep this. Thank you.
Damn, I ain't know that.
Tough.
I'll be hot about that. We keep hey, we ready. So now we know what to do when we come up with this hip hop 30 for 30 shit. Ain't nobody stealing that shit.
Thanks.
Um, put on is kind of a put off. I went to go see Joker 2 this weekend, guys. I saw it, so you didn't
Terrible
have to.
reviews.
Listen, average. I didn't hate it though. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
hated it. I didn't hate it. 5.6 out of 10.
Mm.
Slightly above average, ever so slightly. But a major downturn from the first one because I really fuck with the first one. I thought that shit was dope as hell. This
Yeah.
one was supreme mid. It's a musical, so take that for what it's worth. Maybe you like musicals. If you like musicals, you might fuck with this, but that's not the reason why it's average though. So yeah, you can probably sit that one out to be honest with you. And I'm watching the Menendez Brothers show on Netflix. I'm about 4 episodes deep. I should finish that by the time we record next week. I'll let you know if that's worth checking out or not.
I've been hearing some good things about it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the story other than that they killed their parents and they had money.
I didn't.
That's
That's
all
why I didn't watch it. I was like, bro, why the fuck do I care about these two white dudes killing their parents?
I mean, it's got to be deeper than it's a made for.
I heard it is. Yeah, I heard it is.
Nigga, the story is made for TV. Like it's definitely
Yeah.
some wild shit that doesn't happen every day, especially because they had money and the way they went about it. But they still locked up. This shit crazy, man. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna finish it and then report back, let y'all know if it's worth it. Man, anything else before we get out of here? Did you see Joker?
I refused. I was supposed to do a review on it. I told him I'm not. I ain't even gonna be much input to this.
See, I'm glad you took that route because
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
was
make
like-
sense. If I'm not into musicals or if that's not my bag, they told
Yeah.
us it was a musical. Why would I willingly go
I'm
and
not
sit
gonna go
in
see
it
that.
and then
Right.
come out and complain that it's a musical?
That
Like
it's a
that's
musical.
stupid.
That was exactly my stance on it, because that's what I told. Like we were supposed to shout out frames per second crew. I told him I was like, bro, I can't. Like I don't really fuck with scary movies, but I go see a scary movie for a review. That's fine. But the last thing that I can do is sit through a musical, bro. Like I
Yeah,
cannot
like that ain't-
do it. I cannot do it.
If that's not your bag, like that's not why.
Right,
But some people are going and complaining that it's a musical
just
as if
'cause
they
it's
didn't
Joker.
know.
just because it's the Joker. Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, that wasn't even the worst part, in my opinion. And I'm not a musical person either, but my curiosity got me how people were talking about it. I was like, man, let me see if it's really that bad. It wasn't that bad, but it ain't good though.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Definitely ain't
do
good.
it.
Hey man, until the next time, man, fuck with us. Another week in the books. YouTube.com/OnDeckTV show. Leave a comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. Tell a friend. Anything else before we get ghost?
That's it, man. We appreciate y'all joining us. We out.
Yes, sir.